I think people get nervous about the learning curve on CNC machines. Now, let's back up a second here, because when you learned it, it was 10 years ago.
Right.
10 years ago, the internet wasn't what it is today. ShopSabre wasn't what it is today. We didn't have Sabre Nation University.
Right.
We didn't have a training class back then, and you learned it. Nowadays, we have Sabre Nation University.
Well, you did have a training class.
Did we do the training class back then?
Not like what it is today.
Okay, say I couldn't remember. So it was probably a lot less.
It was a lot less.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it was in the first building.
Yeah,
if I'm thinking about it, or second building. We were in the second building in Elko, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So I was just thinking about that. I'm like, we didn't even have a conference room back then.
Yeah, it was probably just like me and Ben.
Yeah, I was gonna say like one-on-one. Like, good luck, figure it out.
Yep.
By the way, we don't ever say figure it out. But nowadays, we have Sabre Nation University, which you and Bob do lessons on every month. You guys are posting stuff to it. Kyle and Jose edit it, and they put videos out there specifically for educational purposes.
Right.
These entire videos are locked away and hidden from the public.
Right.
That's what's cool. It's like if you're watching this right now.
Huge benefit to buying a machine.
Yeah, if you don't own this machine right now, you can't even see the videos. Like there's a whole bunch of videos out there that go through different topics, whether it be how to set your tools properly, how to program MDF doors, I think this month we're doing one on dinosaur, right? Creating a dinosaur. Lots of cool stuff there, correct?
And they're step by step.
Yeah.
I mean, you follow it the way it's taught in there, you're going to be able to do the same thing.
And that's what I was going to say. They talk about the tools, right? You guys all go through the tools and talk about the feed rates and a lot of that stuff in there as well.
And all the programming.
Yeah. And so you got that. That's a great way to learn, right?
Yep.
But then let's talk about the software for a second. I mean, Aspire, right? Vectric product. Vectric, I would say, is probably one of the industry's top, if not the top, CAD CAM package for general CNC use.
Probably.
Okay. So they have tutorials, do they not, Sean?
They have a lot.
Okay. So have you used those tutorials before?
I've used some, yeah.
Okay. So can you talk about that a little bit? Like tell somebody who's out here listening right now that's like, cool, Sean was a IT specialist. Of course he can learn this machine. Tell them that they can learn it too. I mean, how they could.
I mean, you first get one of these in your shop. It's intimidating.
Yeah.
It is. But if you are one of the guys I've talked to over the years or gals I've talked to over the years that always ask, do I need to do the training? Because these other companies I talk to, they offer 3 days of training on site, whatever.
Yep.
My usual comment to them is, you don't need the training. As far as running the machine, it's easy.
Yeah.
The way ShopSabre has designed it, it is a piece of cake. I truly think I could probably have you running the machine in 5 minutes over the phone.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Correct.
Learning the software, depending on what you're going to do, there's a learning curve.
Okay.
KCD makes it pretty simple because the cabinets are pretty much already designed.
Okay.
And then you can modify them. So you can just place them, set your sizes, modify openings, whatever.
Yep.
It makes it pretty simple. As far as V-Carve, Aspire, Rhino can be a lot more complicated.
Yeah, I know Rhino is
It's a very, very in-depth software.
Yeah.
And depending on what you're going to do with V-Carve, it can be pretty easy.
Yeah.
If you were to go on to Sabre Nation, I posted last week, and we had my oldest grad party. And just kind of last minute, I decided to throw a sign together for his grad party. And it took me maybe 10 minutes.
That's cool.
To design the thing out.
You did that in V-Carve then?
I did that in V-Carve.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I think it was probably a 25-minute.
The cool thing about V-Carve is you can literally just type out words. Like you type out any font that you have on your computer, you can type it out, select the font.
Yep. You can load fonts.
You can load fonts, download fonts, but then you can kind of play with it there. So a lot of that stuff's easy. The hardest thing is when you get into the custom programming, right? When you're doing a, custom 3D
the 3D
sculpture.
Stuff takes a little more work. But when you start down that path, there's a lot of free videos you can find that will, some will teach you in depth. Some will give you enough knowledge for you to try it out and figure it out. And the beauty of that with Rhino, you can simulate it all.
Yeah.
So you put all your tool paths in and you can simulate it. And then you look through it and figure out, well, that doesn't look right. Well, you can change it.
Yeah.
You know, so before you even put it to the machine to cut, you're going to know if you made a mistake, or you have that ability at least.
Yeah.
Certainly there's times where you might not catch it.
Yeah.
But you can. And there's a ton of videos out there.
That's awesome.
And VCarve has, I believe they've got a forum you can go through as well.
Yep, they do.
So there's all kinds of help out there. And it's, once you get into it, it's not as intimidating as it once seemed.
Yeah.